Good morning. I'm moving my tools from my old toolbox into my new toolbox. If you want to see how we built it, stay tuned, because that's what we're going to do today. Good morning, and welcome to another Memphis Monday 305, week 45, year 6. Last week we made a fancy, it was kind of a whimsical, small carpenter's toolbox. And I got to thinking after I built it, I need a real toolbox. So today we're going to build a wooden toolbox. I think we need to go in there and take a look at the toolbox we're going to replace and talk about the plan. So let's knock off the chit chat and get to work. It's too small. I've got my, what's in each drawer kind of memorized. The problem is the drawers are falling apart and they're too small, and this top part up here too small. Other than that, I kind of like the design. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna design something along these lines, except I'm gonna make it bigger. This is kind of what I've come up with so far. It'll have 4 drawers just like the original. And it'll have this top part up here. And this will be a split case here. I'll make this all in one piece and then I'll cut it with the table saw around there. This is a case drawing. You can see this is the split case line here. It's going to be 24 inches wide. I've got 20 here, but I think I'm going to go with 22 and probably eliminate these legs. This is my cut list. That's the I need 2 sides, top and bottom. That's the inner box bottom. The drawer fronts and the legs will be solid oak. What we're going to do is put box joints in these corners. We've got to have a rabbet all the way around in the back, and we need a dado at 6 inches in here to hold the bottom to this drawer here. Got those box joints in there. Nothing to write home about that, that's for sure. But I knew there wouldn't be. Okay, here's our little drawing. Now what I need to do is this bottom, this for the bin here, that's going to go on the case. About 6 inches down, right in here. So right now I need to put those dados in. And while I'm at it, I need to put the rabbets in for the back. This is the an inner shelf for that bottom. And what I've decided to do, I was going to put a 1/4 inch back on this thing, but I've decided to put a full-size 3/4 inch bottom in there. So I put this deep rabbet all the way around here. So now my back will fit on there just like that. So I got my divider here, not glued in or anything. And there's our full-size back, 3/4 inch plywood. I'm putting that divider in place first, which might be a problem, because sometimes these box joints, things can get out of alignment. How I put the glue on is I just pull the joint apart and then just go through here and stair step it, put some glue on all the top surfaces. So now all I have to do is tap my sides together. Well, I got all the clamps on it. I can tell you right now it's not square. It's pretty embarrassing. And it's not badly got screw on. It's not like you can't see it or anything, but about 1/8 of an inch out of square. Well, I got the glue up finished. Here's a look at the box joints. They're not real great, but we knew they wouldn't be. And then I went ahead and put this front piece on here. This is the part that we're going to split down the center so that we can make a top. And I put this trim around here, and our drawers will go in here. So what I'm going to do now is cut this top right down through the center here and make a top for our little compartment we built. Okay, that's done. Now all I have to do is hinge it in the back, and I'll have this nice little storage compartment here. Now we need to build and install 4 drawers in here. Let's get started. Well, I'll begin to put the drawers in. These are shop drawers, 100% pull out. I'm making them the strongest design I know because I'm going to be putting heavy tools in them. Let me show you how I make these drawers. First thing I do is glue and staple the side pieces together. One of the benefits of this kind of drawer is you can also use the bottom now to square the box to make sure it's perfectly square. Now my case wasn't perfectly square. Remember, it was an 1/8 inch out, but the world isn't perfect, and if you're only an 1/8 out, you're probably okay. Okay, what you do here, don't worry about the other 3 sides. Just worry about this edge right here. Put the other sides on ignore. Once you've got that edge, go to the other side. Now this case isn't maybe only a 1/16 out of square. As a matter of fact, not hardly out of square at all. But if it was out of square, if it was twisted and racked, you could just pull it into place and now go along this edge. So what you end up with is this incredibly strong box. It's got 1/2 inch plywood all the way around, 1/2 inch bottom. Works great. Okay, let's show you how I install it. Before we mount this drawer, let me talk a little bit about spacing these drawers in here. What I did is measure this distance here. I actually did it in millimeters, so I could divide it by 4, and then after I did all the math, then I could change it into inches. So it was 1.25 inches. I divide the box up into 4 1.25 inch sections. That's 4 1/4 sections. That's 4 1/4. That's 4 1/4. 4 1/4, and 4 1/4. Then I just simply attached my drawer guides in the center of that 4 1/4 section. Now the reason that information is important is because I now want to mount my drawer guides, the box part of it, on the center line of the drawer. So what I got is this slide gauge, Mark 1. Put that right on the edge, draw a line. So now I can put my drawer slide right on that line and attach it. And this is always a test. See if it fits after you do all that work. Now you notice, unlike some of our other drawers, these are recessed back from the edge here. And that's because our drawer fronts are going to be recessed. They're not going to overlap here. They're going to be on the inside. And I'm putting these drawer fronts on. I'm going to put these big industrial strength handles on them instead of putting those little sissy handles. And I've already drilled the holes for these. And what I'm doing here is temporarily attaching the drawer fronts to the boxes so I can do them permanently from the inside. I don't want to jinx myself, but this thing is really turning out good. Everything is going straight industrial. No adornment at all. I think that'll be this thing's charm. Well, I like it. It's really working out. You know, I said I wasn't going to put the legs on it because it would make it too tall. But, you know, this thing could last 75, 100 years. So I don't know what its life's going to be like. And so I'm going to go ahead and put, because right now it's just sitting on this bottom here. That's fine if it's sitting up on a table or up on a bench. But if it's on the floor, that's bad. What I'm doing here is finishing up these legs. I'm using treated wood. Well, there's what we have so far. Construction's pretty well finished. Let's go ahead and put the hardware on it. I think that's really going to set it off. I'll tell you the truth, this design is working for me, putting these heavy-duty handles on it. Instead of putting one of those wimpy cross things there, I just used a chain. Got these heavy-duty handles. I'll go ahead and put these handles on, and we'll take a look at it. Well, here's our project for Memphis Monday 305. Our industrial strength toolbox. I got to tell you that this thing really works for me. I'm glad we put those feet on there. Got the industrial strength chain. Put these big handles on there instead of putting little sissy knobs. Put those big make handles on the side. I think we did all right this time. Well, that does it for Memphis Monday 305. Building our new big shop toolbox. Kind of copied the design on my old toolbox and just scaled it up some. The design really works for me, and I may try to keep that design in the back of my head because it seems like it would make a good end table or a bed stand or something like that in the future. All right, so like and favorite and share and comment. Make sure you comment. And is that all? Yep, that's all. Except make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.